Okay, so this is how you do some damage in Tomb as an Affliction Lock. We're going to do single target first. So this is the spec you want to do. The only difference is if we're doing like, what's his name? We're doing Desolate Host, and we just need to burn it down in the last phase. You sometimes go Death's Embrace, but you're going to do more damage with Soul Conduit. It's only if we're having trouble killing it in the last 35%, that's when you go Death's Embrace. But for this is your standard spec. So how you do it is you use your Doom Guard. It's going to be your best single target pet. And then you put Agony, Corruption, your Phantom Singularity. You put 2 UAs on the target. Then you pop Reap Souls, and then you drain. That's it. So this is what the opening looks like. Oh, and if you're an orc, you use Blood Fury also. You want to make sure you drain for the whole duration. Alright, so that's all you do. And in a boss fight, you're going to start with 3 Reap Souls, so you're going to do a little bit more damage overall. Basically, you only want to put 2 Unstable Afflictions on the target at one time. You don't want to put 3, you don't want to put 4. You only want to put 2, because that will give you the maximum drain time, as well as just damage overall. It cycles well with the Corruption and Agony timers, and stuff like that. So this is kind of what, like a 30-second fight would look like. You put 2 UAs up. You always use Unstable Affliction under your Reap Soul. If you don't have a Reap Soul, my cat's in the way. You don't use Unstable Afflictions. It's just not worth it. It's better to just drain the target with nothing on it than waste a UA and not do it in a Reap Soul. So I have 5 stacks. So the whole reason why you want to use 2 Unstable Afflictions is this ability. When your Reap Soul is activated, everything is doubled, so it gives you an 8% chance to give you another stack of Reap Souls. See how it went down to 4%? If you put too many UAs up, you're gonna have a lower drain soul time, so you're not gonna get as many stacks up. So and also there's going to be movement in the fight, so you're really only going to be able to get 2 up consistently, and that's how you do the most damage. So let's say all my drop stat fell off. Got a little Phantom Singularity there. So what I did there, I forgot to put Phantom Singularity up. You don't really want to, you just want to forget it at that point. You don't want to interrupt your 2 UAs. Like, you don't want to cast UA, then do like a life tap, and then cast a UA again, because you're just wasting all that time. So that's not what you want to do. So also, you see how there's little slivers like here? I would want to refresh. If you do it within 25% of the dot, you don't it rolls over correctly. If you do it too soon, you lose a tick of the cast, so you don't do as much damage. And since this is essentially most of our damage, it adds up. So here I would want to do it. Also, you don't want to let Corruption fall off, so that my Phantom Singularity goes on. I put 2 UAs on, and I just refresh. This is the whole fight. So my Corruption's going down, my Agony's going down, I put 2 more UAs on, and I drain soul, while keeping everything under that red soul. If red soul's not up, I don't put UA up. So you also, like right now, I have my UAs up, there. I wait for the last second because I want to get as much uptime on Drain Soul as I can while my UAs are on. So it's not always a perfect timing between the two. Like, that's just the way it works. But it's pretty good. So here I have 2 seconds left. Wait until then to do it. If you already have your UAs up. If you don't have any UAs, like right now, give yourself a light tap and do your agonies. Don't do this and just kind of wait or prematurely. Just start casting UA instead. But the big thing is just to have 2 unstable afflictions up. And that's basically it. You just go like this. And okay, so here's a good example. Right now I don't have any stacks of anything up, but I have full shards. Use one of the shards and always use your Phantom Singularity. That's okay. You don't need Phantom Singularity under the Reap Soul. It helps, but it's not 100% important. But now that I have 2 Reap Souls, I just keep doing that. That's basically it. That's all you do. And then, so I let Corruption drop off there, so, not amazing, but what are you gonna do? Then you life tap, but that's basically all you need to do. Okay, so now that we have a single target, let's go to what if there's ads, right? And we're not talking about... Oop, where the heck is it? Tawny, move your foot. Ah, it's over here. Not talking about this fight, Mistress, because for that fight, you go pure AoE. This is the spec you want. It's just a pure AoE fight. But we're talking about single target ads, or single target fight with some ads. And this is the spec you still want. Basically, let's assume this guy right here is the boss, and then he spawns, 2 or 3 ads. So what you do is you have him dot it up like you normally do. Don't worry about your Phantom Singularity. If it times it when the ads pop, good for you. If not, just use it anyways. You want that always on cooldown. So we're fighting the boss, we're doing okay, good stuff, and the ads pop. Okay, so what you do is you cast Seed of Corruption, and then you just put Agony, Agony, Agony. Don't let Agony fall off this guy, and then you just cast Unstable Affliction on all these guys. That's basically it. Then you cast another one of these, make sure your Ren's popped, and don't need to cast Fear, and that's basically it. That'll give you a good amount of damage. Now, unfortunately, for whatever reason, see how these nameplates only show up once? On a fight, all of them are going to show up, so you'll be able to track your dots a lot easier, but basically you don't want your Wrath of Agony to fall off. And if you're clever, so let's just say we're only worrying about the ads. You put your Agony, you put your Agony. If you have 3 Agonies, that's the maximum that you can really want. But you put your Corruption, your Agony, and while you're casting Unstable Affliction, you put another... So there I put on the same target. You can cast Unstable Affliction and refresh your dot on another target. So if you see like this one, let's see, this guy will wait till he's getting kind of low. If you just see how all of them, you're doing damage, and you see this one's getting low, and you're on this target, cast your Unstable Affliction and refresh your Agony dot on this guy, and then kind of do that. So you can play around with the dots, but basically you just want Agony on everything, you want Corruption on everything, and then you just want to put Unstable Affliction on everything till it dies. And that's basically all you have to do. I'm not amazing at it, but as long as you don't see how I did there, I got Unstable Affliction and I refreshed the dot, and that's basically it. By the time this happens with our guild, everything's, you know, dead anyways, so that's basically all you do. And then you'll have full shards, you'll have a lot of reap souls, and you'll be back on the single target guy, just doing your normal 2 unstable afflictions and drain soul. And with one of our talents, let's see if I can get it to proc. Sometimes, I don't care about that corruption. Sometimes you get like an automatic refresh of the unstable affliction. If that happens, you still always drop 2 UAs at a time. That's okay. Alright, oh, there it goes. See how that happened? You would still put 2 UAs, and you would have 3 UAs, but you're only using 2 soul shards at a time. So that's okay. If that happens, just always dump 2. Don't worry about that. That's just extra damage for you. And that's basically the whole fight. Or, you know, single target with ads. If it's anything else, you don't have to worry about it. To find the best spec for fights, just go to WoW logs and see what the top Affliction Locks are doing, and that's usually going to be the best spec. They're probably going to have better legendaries than you, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. And that's basically it. But yeah, so good job. Also, you know, pre-pot and then pot when you're supposed to. Yeah, that's always good stuff.